Hey, Gemma, you seen Jackson? What's that? Not Sons of Anarchy? Oh, okay. What? No, I was not at a Jason Mraz concert. Yeah, fedoras are pretty cool, huh? False. Fedoras are not cool. What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here from Cinephellas.com to review a Blu-ray release, King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword. Again, I want to say thank you to Warner Brothers, our friends over at Warner Brothers. Thanks for sending us a free copy of this to review, and keep them coming. So, King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword is directed by one of my favorite directors, Guy Ritchie, you know, from Rock and Rolla, Snatch, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Sherlock Holmes movies, and not Man from U.N.C.L.E. No. The film stars Charlie Hunnam, Jax from Sons of Anarchy, Pacific Rim, a bunch of movies. You know what? I love this actor. I think he's great. He's been underutilized in some other films he's been in, and he's capable of a lot more. And this movie proves it. He plays an excellent Arthur. He's ripped, he's jacked, he's hyper, he's excited, and he's going to kick some ass. So young Arthur is taken away from the kingdom at a young age. His father passes away. He's heir to the throne of the kingdom. But he's taken away and he grows up in a brothel surrounded by prostitutes. And like most kids, you know, we grew up with prostitutes around. In the beginning of the film, it's excellent. Really great CGI that just like kind of blows you away. It's the opening 2 minutes and you're just like, wow, that's really cool. It reminds me a lot of 300. There's like giant elephants like ripping through this kingdom, and all these, you know, castles and shit are getting torn down, and it was just really excellent opening to a film. We have Eric Bana that plays his father, that's the king. His uncle is played by Jude Law. Oh, Jude Law. What can I say about that guy? He's a scumbag in the land of douchebaggery, but he plays a fucking excellent villain, and this is a key example. As all of us know about King Arthur, you know, it's sorcery and magic and things like that, but it's Guy Ritchie's own twist. You know, you have Guy Ritchie's energetic, you know, dialogue, you know, super fast, back and forth between the characters, and sometimes it's hard to keep up. I actually had the subtitles on because, you know, with English-Irish actors, it's sometimes hard to understand what they're saying. But, you know, it's just really energetic back and forth. And you could tell that these actors in the movie really had fun with these roles. And you see Arthur growing up in the brothel and, you know, getting his ass kicked all the time and stealing money and, you know, taking care of the prostitutes that work there. You know, he has a big heart. He cares about these women and making sure, you know, if they are getting abused by people, that he kicks the shit out of them. So he really cares about these women. And he's a good person. He has no idea who his father was and what he ruled. You know, he's a king. So they fast forward in the film when Arthur is a little older and Charlie Hunnam is actually portraying the character. And his uncle finds him, brings him back to the kingdom. When Charlie shows up, or excuse me, Arthur shows up, you know, it's the scene where he's pulling the sword Excalibur out of the stone, and it's all, the whole land shakes and he like passes out. And he can feel the effect and the power and the magic that it has over him, and he doesn't know how to control it, so it takes some time to figure that out throughout the film. And in typical Guy Ritchie fashion, there's a lot of action. It's really super energetic, and the way he edits scenes, like back and forth, and like fast forwards to the future, and then like in the past, and it's just like edited really well, like most of his films. And there's some scenes in the movie, you're just like scratching your head, like, what the hell did he say? It reminded me a lot of Snatch, where Brad Pitt is talking. You're like, what? What is he saying? And you know, Guy Ritchie is a stylistic director. He has his own way of directing, like no other, in like all of his films. His little Guy Ritchie elements that he throws in there, and it really works in this film for the most part. I mean, the first 2 acts were super excellent. You know, the CGI worked, and you know, Charlie Hunnam in this character really worked as well. At first, I was kind of cautious about it to see how he's going to portray this character. We've seen it before in tons of other movies. But I think he really pulled it off, and he worked really hard to get this role. He worked out, he's jacked, and overall, I really liked his performance. And up until the third act, this movie was really intriguing. The third act just kind of got sloppy. I don't know if they ran out of money or it was just editing, but it just looked really choppy and sloppy. It was like a Guy Ritchie film up into the third act, and then it turned into like a Transformers or a Marvel movie with all the over-the-top CGI that just didn't mix with the rest of the film, and it looked out of place. And overall, Guy Ritchie did a hell of a job with this movie, taking this, legendary character and story that we've all read about in school and growing up, and putting his own twist on it with his own Guy Ritchie-isms of, fast-paced energy and cut scenes and dialogue and things like that. And I had fun with it overall. And I think, Charlie Hunnam knocked this out of the park. This is one of his best performances to date. Next to Sons of Anarchy, obviously, and other films he's been in, but this is one of his best performances. He worked super hard in this role, and it shows, and it was believable. And I'm hoping they do a sequel. They kind of leave it open towards the end of the film. The Round Table, just saying. And Jude Law, again, was always great in a villain role, and he was pretty intimidating, I would say. Just the way he sneers and the way he says things, and he just looks evil. He did an excellent job as the villain in this film, and it was a great role for him. And I want to say that I really love this movie. There's a few flaws in it, but take it for what it is. You can look past that and just have fun with this movie. If you just want to sit back and relax, watch a film at home, definitely go pick up King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword. Add it to your Guy Ritchie collection like I did, and enjoy the show. I am giving King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword a 3.5 out of 5 fedora pieces. Where'd it go? And if you're an avid collector of Blu-rays like myself, definitely go pick this up, add it to your collection. There's a whole bunch of awesome special features on this. The making of the film and Charlie Hunnam going in this role, things like that. So definitely go check it out. It's put out by Warner Brothers. Go pick it up. Pick it up now. This is King Logan Myerz from Cinephellas, signing out from the kingdom. Until next time, cheese!